Good afternoon, everybody. This is Mike Green coming to you live from Spokane, Washington, right across the border from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, where we've got Lawrence Sowell sitting at corporate headquarters. We've got Ron on the line with us. Steve's here as well. This is some pretty exciting stuff. I got to tell you, we're going to load up my Android and show you guys what our new social network looks like on an Android Galaxy S5, 5S, whatever they call them. I'm pretty darn excited. All right, you guys, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time here. I'm pushing some buttons so you guys can see what this looks like on an Android. But if you guys are ready, Lawrence, you're ready?
I'm ready.
Let's rock forward with this. It's all yours, Lawrence.
Thanks, Mike. Hey, thanks everybody for coming in today. Just want to give a shout out to the AAB for all your hard work and everybody you brought on today. Also, we have leaders from Malaysia, Philippines, and different places around the world who are seeing this for the first time as well. We're really excited. I have plans to travel to Asia next week as we're going to start growing our company out in the Asian parts of the world. Anyway, so what you're looking at here is the social network, and this is a full social network, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the features, explain what they do, go through all the different pages of the app, and then after I am done, we'll open up a questions and answer through the chat for those of you who'd like to ask questions. So starting at the top, you'll notice that you see a search bar up there at the top that says search and shop, and then you'll see that we're in a news feed, and Mike, if you want to scroll down a little bit just to show that it's a vertical news feed that scrolls vertically. Ignore the replicas. We haven't created any content in here yet. We're just getting the programming dialed in for posting and creating profiles for this. So we have other elements working that we'll be showing you here, of course, as well. So just starting with the Jackson Smith, he shared a picture of a lion. You can see his profile picture is a little bit bigger. We wanted to emphasize on the poster just a little bit more. You can see that he shared a photo. Now, if he would have tagged a photo, it would say Jackson Smith tagged a product in a photo or tagged products in a photo. And then that would actually link to a shopping search right from that communication right there. And then next, you'll notice that we have a hot button, comment, and share. Now, what's really unique about this, you're very familiar with comment and share, but the hot button is going to be like our version of a like button, if you would, but it's going to be temperature gauged. So it's going to start out as cool. And as people are liking that post, it's going to go through 7 to 8 different elements of heat all the way until it's an inferno. The flame itself will also change different colors. You'll notice that the color of the app in general is it's just white and gray. And we did that so that you can see the content better, and so that the hot button really illuminates and sticks out. You'll also notice that our commenting section is open forum, so it's right there, and you'll just click on comment on it. Don't do it, Mike, but you can actually just click on that, and then you'll be able to comment right into the thread, view previous comments, pretty basic stuff. The share button, what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to share that post on this social network and onto other social networks, and you'll be able to caption it as well. So that's our version of what share is going to do. It's a little more robust than other networks because you'll be able to share on multiple platforms from that. And then next, what I would like to do, Mike, I think, is I would like to go into search.
Can we show how that scrolls away, Lawrence? I just love the way that peels back like that.
Sure.
That is awesome. All right, let's go into search.
All right, as you can see, we went into search, and you can see that we're in the shop section of search right now. The last search that Mike did was for Chicago Bears jerseys. I just wanted to show him how much more refined our search is than it was in version 1. The fact that we're bringing over the price and lots of other details, and you'll notice that how refined the search is, it's only showing Chicago Bears jerseys. Now, just to go over what this is going to be able to do is you're going to be able to see your history of your searches. You're going to be able to shop deals. In fact, when you hit shop and you haven't shopped anything, it'll just show you deals. You'll be able to filter your search by lowest price, by retailer, by category, by location, and of course by the brand as well. You'll also be able to add a search query to your wish list. And then you'll notice right below the search products bar, you'll see Nike shoes running. Those are where tags will show up. So if somebody tags something, their tags will show up there, and that actually scrolls horizontally in case there's more tags than what fit on the screen. But I think what I'd like Mike to do now is just show him how it works, maybe click on running, so that they can see that that's actually it's actually working and it's filtering results. So as you can see, it just did a search for running, and it's showing all sorts of different types of running shoes in the news feed. And also you'll notice when Mike scrolls, the top bar disappears, and then when he scrolls down, it comes back, so that you get a better experience as well with that. There's one more thing that I would like to say about these posts. You'll notice that the picture is duplicated. Like, for example, there's on the top left, there's a picture of the shoes, and then on the right, there's also a picture of the shoes. On the top left, we're actually going to show the brand logo there. It's just going to take us a little bit of time to get all those images lined up with those brands. And we're doing that so that you have a better understanding of what you're looking at as well. Also, you'll notice in the post we say it shows the retailer, in this instance, Sierra Trading Post, where the product's available, US and Canada. The app's automatically going to know where you're at and show you what's available for your area. If you want to look outside your area, you will be able to use the filter, but I'm not sure why people would want to do that, but just in case. All right, so as you can see, it took him to a product, and it says the product's been sold out. However, the nice thing about this is you can go right back to it and shop other shoes. So in the event something's sold out, unlike in version 1 where you're stuck and that product was stuck to just that one post, you can keep searching other products.
And you know it's sold out right up front.
And you know it's sold out right up front. So, so do you want to go back to the newsfeed now? All right, so now we're back in the newsfeed. I want to show you what a profile looks like. Mike's just going to click on Jackson Smith's picture or name there, and we'll be going into Jackson Smith's profile. And as you can see, it's a real simple profile. It looks very familiar with what you're used to seeing in other social networks. One difference is the profile picture is almost a third of the size as the background photo, so there's more visibility to your profile picture. We'll have limited amount of content people can put about themselves. Where you see friends right there with a check mark, that's where you'll add a friend, block somebody, follow them, so on and so forth. And then, of course, the message icon, so you can send them a message if you'd like. You see their birthday. And then what's really cool in the content that we're going to show in their profiles, their posts and their wish lists, which they're going to be able to wish list search queries or actual single individual items. So that's actually going to show what they are wish listing and what they've been shopping for. Now, some of you may say, well, I want that to be private. I just want everybody to know we will have privacy in that, and I can talk about that once we start getting that developed out. But your wish list, you can have public, friends only, or only you. So you'll be able to dictate what you show on your wish list, and of course your posts to public or just friends. And then you see the media section. The media section is going to be your photos and videos, and then of course your friends. And do you have anything to add to this one, Mike, or do you want to move on?
So I know I make a big deal out of some of the graphics, but I got to tell you, you guys have done a phenomenal job. You know, that background picture, if you go match this up with what you're experiencing on Facebook, on Facebook's app, it's not that sexy, man. I'm telling you, just the way that rolls over the top of your background picture, I think is white hot. That's huge.
Yes.
I think. But yeah, you've hit all of them here, Lawrence. All I can tell you, man, I'm looking at this thing going, man, you could be so proud of this. You walk around this with this on your Samsung, your iPhone, or whatever. This is worth showing off. This is something you pull out like, look what I just got. You know, I'm telling you, this looks pretty good on a screen share, but when you got this in the palm of your hand, and I feel like it's, you know, Christmas twice on the same day. It's huge. Go ahead, Lawrence. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem. So next, what I want to do, and I agree with you 100%, Mike, the user interface design of this is just so clean and so official looking and so simple. I mean, it's going to be really easy and intuitive for people to get where they want and do what they want without really having to think about it or learn a process they're not used to. So I'm right there with you, completely excited about the UI and the UX of this whole thing, user interface and user experience. Next, let's go to the chat, and you'll notice at the bottom we just have bottom nav, very simple there. So you just click wherever you want to go. Next, we're going to go to the chat section, and this is where you will basically line up conversations with people or check conversations or get notifications of any conversations going on, so on and so forth. There's something really unique about this as well. Mike, do you want to click on Compose? Now, this section isn't quite done because you'll have to be able to enter, you know, the people that you want to message and then enter what you're messaging them. But what's really cool about our chat app is, within this app, is that it's going to allow you to tag products. So let's say that, you know, somebody wants to go shopping online, they'll be able to share their shopping experience privately through a message. So let's say that Paulina wants to go shopping with Elizabeth online. They'll be able to chat and send each other stuff that they're finding that are good deals, and also make commissions when each other buy from those and get cash back on all of those purchases. So that's something that we're going to do. We're going to have cash back on all purchases and commissions, obviously, on all purchases as well. So as you can see, you can share your photo, where you're at, and products, and say whatever it is you want to say. And we do want to allow group messaging, so you can get a group going within that as well. But this feature is just being worked on, and we're probably going to flesh this out later this month as we're getting the rest of the product dialed in. Do want to say that the product's working on all platforms right now. I have it on my iPhone. Mike has it on his Samsung, and also it's working on desktop, although we're going to redesign it for desktop. Next, Mike, do you want to go into post? And so this is still getting fleshed out. This isn't completely done, but it's pretty straightforward. You can add a photo or video. You can tag your location. You can tag any amount of products you want. And you can connect it to any social network that you're using, and would like to also share it too. As you can see, we have some of the functions working, but what I'd like to do is explain to you that our goal here is to be able to let you share something and be able to have you share that to as many places as you want at the same time.
So Lawrence, can you talk about what you're going to be able to do with this photo when it does drop in here?
Absolutely. So awesome. Those of you who are familiar with Instagram, Instagram allows you to edit a photo, crop a photo, make it black and white, do all sorts of cool things with it. We have our own photo editing software that's going to be available through this function when you add a photo, and you'll be able to edit that photo and doctor it up and make it look however you want to make it look before you share it as well. So lots of different cool features that we're putting into this, all simple at the same time. We'll keep it really streamlined, really simple to give you the best experience. And then I think we're ready and we can move to notifications now. So notifications are pretty simple. You have your activity, that's people commenting on posts, that's people sharing your stuff, maybe wish listing stuff, people that have replied to a comment, all sorts of, and any sort of activity that's going on with your content or content that you have interacted with will show up here, as well as any sales that happen from any of your posts or anything like that. And then you have requests, and that's obviously your friend requests, where you'll be able to add a friend, message them, or say no thanks to a friend request. And then next we have the more section, and when we get done with that, Mike, I want to go back to the search, and I want to show them a couple of the other search features that we have over there. So here we have settings. This is where you'll access your profile, connected networks, where you log out, your notifications, anybody that you're interacting with, help center privacy about, terms and policies. We're also going to add a really big, nice invite section in here to where you can connect it to your email or text or other social networks and just send out invites to invite people and share this network with them. So we will be adding that feature in here as well. But settings are pretty straightforward. So we'll get that fleshed out probably. Our goal is we'd like to get into beta before the end of the month and share this with our leaders and select people to be able to start beta testing with us, maybe 100, 200 people. And then our goal is by January to have it completely, fully functional on all platforms. So that is our goal right now. And then as far as a launch, I know people are going to ask that later. What we're looking at is we anticipate a February to March launch. We will announce a launch date. We have a target we need to hit. Once we hit that target, we'll be able to look at the project, and it'll give us a really good idea of how much longer it's going to take before we feel like it's polished. But we really want to make sure it's working perfect on all platforms, the user experience is great before we put it out there. Because the last thing we want is it to go out and the experience not be exactly what we want it to be. So, Mike, do you want to go back to the news feed and we'll hit the search? All right. And so we just went back into the search, and I believe it's going to probably pull Mike's last search up, and it did. And that's the cool thing I wanted to show you as well, is when you go back to search, it's going to pull up the last thing that you were here searching for. So we're going to have that auto built into the memory as well. But then, Mike, you want to click on users up there so I can explain that real quick?
There you go.
All right, so searching users, this is where you'll be able to find users. We'll recommend users to you, popular users. You can friend them, you can follow them, message them. The only difference between friend and follow is when you're following somebody, you're following their public posts. When you're friends with somebody, they're giving you access to everything that they're sharing. So besides wish lists if they choose not to. So let's say that I added somebody as a friend and they said, no thanks. Then I'd be following their public posts. But anything they're sharing privately with just their friends, I would not have access to. And then also you'll notice on the search on the top, you'll see hashtags. Mike, can you click on hashtags? Searching hashtags is basically that you're wanting to alter the content in your newsfeed. So we'll show you what's trending and what's popular for hashtags, or you'll be able to search any hashtag you want and alter your newsfeed experience by searching hashtags. So what this is going to offer you is a new newsfeed experience based on what you're wanting to learn about or see or find. One thing that I've noticed about this is it's simpler. There's probably 10 to 20 times more features than version 1.0, but I have noticed that the unique or the new user interface design that we went with is very simple, streamlined, to the point. It's relatable to other networks, which makes it very easy for people to learn how to use. And I would say, in my opinion, and Mike, feel free to chime in after I say this, and maybe click the newsfeed real quick while I'm saying this, it'll make more sense, is I think that what makes this probably the most unique social network is you have the ability to shop. And you have the ability to shop retailers and compare prices. You have the ability to shop while private messaging. You have the ability to interact with products when you're sharing posts. And I don't want to leave out our hot button. I feel like, and by the way, we filed a provisional patent on the hot button this morning for the fact that the more an interaction is done with a like feature, it heats up and changes colors. And so we actually have a patent pending as of this morning on the concept of the hot button. So I think that hot button, and what I've noticed about social media is people always want to know who liked their stuff, how many people like their stuff. And that's a really big deal, especially with Instagram and Facebook. And everybody on here listening right now probably knows one of the biggest things to you is when you use social networking is how many people like that picture. You almost get mad when some people don't like something. You're like, why nobody like it? And what the hot button is going to do is it's going to encourage you to post great content, because now you're really going to want that to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So I think the hot button's actually going to make our newsfeed and the content that's posted within our newsfeed that much better to look at, because people are going to want their stuff to be interacted with so much more, just because of that little process of heating a post up. And that's what we call it, heat it up. We're getting closer and closer every day, and as soon as we are able to get this into beta mode, we will be sure to let the members of the AAB and other leaders around the world know so that we can get you invited in. I'm going to turn it over to you, Mike, if you have anything more to say about this, and then you can go ahead and close it out. Thanks again, everybody, for coming, and we look forward to getting this launched very soon, and you guys are going to have a blast.
One question from Greg that I didn't get a chance to type in, so let's just answer them verbally. But Greg asks, when you are talking in the chat, will you be able to show the product to who you are talking?
Yes, you'll be able to share what you're talking about. So, for example, and I know where you're going with this, Greg, because this is a big deal and it doesn't exist, and it's almost like online shopping together but privately. But yes, as you're shopping, you'll be able to tag stuff and drop those tags right into your chat with the person that you're chatting with, and you'll get a commission if they buy something.
That I think is so exciting. I mean, you think about texting, and I've gotten into texting over the last 3-4 years, love texting. But to think that I've never really had that whole thought of private messaging inside of Facebook. It's like, yeah, right, whatever. But now here you are on your phone, instead of texting, you're chatting inside of our app, and you're posting stuff up. Look what I just bought. Look, I was just down at whatever, Home Depot, getting ready to buy, and I found it with my app cheaper. I can't believe it, saving a couple $100, and you're doing that directly to individuals that you're chatting with inside of your chat function here, private messaging if you want to call it that. I think that's huge.
The one thing I have thought about with that is it is huge, but we're going to have some spam filters in place for that, so that you allow somebody to share a tag with you before just letting them, so that you don't get inundated with people trying to private message everybody or put everybody in groups. So we're probably going to have some pretty strict privacy around chat, so that the person receiving the chat is accepting of the chat and accepting of transferring tags with that person.
As far as